organizations prepare this profit and loss account. Any type of business, those people will prepare in order to know the profit or loss which they have incurred, which is arising out of their business. They will be coming to know by preparing this profit and loss account. Mostly non-trading and service-oriented organizations prepare a receipt signed payments account. Through receipt signed payments account, we will be finding income or gain under this head. But according to Income Tax Act, whatever the receipts, just a moment. Usually, receipts and payments account you might have covered in the first year or second year itself as a part of advanced accounting. It will be showing like this. If receipts are more than the payments, we can say that it is a gain, otherwise it is a loss. But in this, we will be writing both capital receipts as well as revenue receipts. Likewise, in the payment side also, we will be writing capital payments and revenue payments. So, while we are writing these two, when we are preparing receipt signed payments account, actually Income Tax Act is not going to consider these capital receipts as well as capital payments while computing taxable income under the head PGBP. So, first, we have to observe whether they are giving profit and loss account or receipt signed payment account, because computation of taxable income from PGBP is different. According to receipt signed payments account is different. So now we are discussing in this class this method when receipt signed payment account is given. So as this capital receipts and capital payments are not considered according to Income Tax Act, we have to make adjustments regarding this. So whatever the capital receipts which were given in the receipt signed payments account, we should not take into account while computing the taxable income. Likewise, we should not take these capital payments while preparing the statement. Let us see how it is going to be. First of all, what are the steps are required in order to compute taxable income from profit and gains from business or profession? Please note these steps. These are essential in order to compute income from profit and gains of business or profession. First step is we should take all revenue receipts. The first step is we should take all revenue receipts. Means we should ignore capital receipts. Usually, this receipt signed payments account includes all the cash transactions pertaining to a period. We can say that which is usually 12 months period. So, only revenue receipts means we can ignore capital receipts and incomes which are related to other heads. Sometimes they may be mentioning rent received in receipt signed payments account. We can say that this rent received is considered as income from house property. So we should ignore incomes which are related to other heads. So here rent is considered as income from house property, but they have taken in a receipt signed payment account on the receipt side. So we should ignore this one also. So capital receipts, incomes which are related to other heads, and personal incomes. So as a part of preparation of receipts and payments account, we will be writing capital receipts, income from other heads, personal incomes, and revenue receipts. But while computing the income from profit and gains of business or profession, we should take only this one. If you know the rules how to calculate the income under this head, it is easy to prepare the statement. So this is the first step. We should ignore this one. We should take only revenue receipts. Then take the total of revenue receipts. So after entering each and every revenue items, we should take total. Then from that, deduct the revenue payments. In your business, what are the revenue payments? Usually purchase of goods as well as materials and any expenses related to the business like salaries, rent regarding the business, not personal rent, and any stationery, electricity, insurance. So all those. So deduct the revenue payments. So these are examples. That may be anything which is related to business. So while deducting these revenue payments, we should not take capital payments. Can anyone tell me what is a capital payment? Because in the first two classes, I have given the introduction regarding this capital and revenue items. Can anyone tell me? I think you can unmute yourself. Like purchase of machinery or any fixed asset. we can consider it as capital payment. So we should deduct only revenue payments, not capital payments. This purchase of machinery, any fixed asset, that is called as capital payment. And also any personal expenses, drawings, we should not deduct, not to be deducted. So this is the rule regarding the deducting the revenue payments. The last one is any depreciation on assets. As we are not considering purchasing of asset as revenue payment, but we are going to calculate somewhat depreciation on fixed assets because of usage, wear and tear. There might be reduction in the value of the asset, that is considered as depreciation. So in this step, we should deduct if any depreciation on asset is there. That is also as per the provisions, as per the provisions of Income Tax Act itself. Because if income tax department is allowing the discretion of the assessee, we may take the depreciation higher rate so that our net income is going to be less. If net income is less, tax liability is also going to be reduced. So that is why income tax department is not allowing as per the assessee's discretion. So that should be according to the provisions of Income Tax Act. So these are the 4 steps. We are under the head, this PGBP. Steps required, take only revenue receipts. From that, deducting the revenue payments. Then, if any depreciation is there, we need to deduct that one also. I will show you a sum. Please take a snapshot of this. Let us solve this one. Hope this is visible to you. Here, the following are the receipts and payments of merchant Naeem for the previous year. As I told you, when receipts and payments account is given, these are the steps to be followed. On the basis of that, let us solve this one. If possible, please take a snapshot of this, because based upon the data, we will be solving the problem. Did you take the snapshot? Shall it start preparing the statement? So, after giving the statement, first we need to observe the receipt side as well as payment side, so that you have to decide which one is capital receipt, which one is capital payment, which one is revenue receipt, and which one is revenue payment. So that what happens? We can easily implement these steps. So let us try to solve that problem. First, you need to write the title. It is computation of income from business for the assessment year 22. So as usual, you have to write particulars, amount in rupees. Here you should take one more inner column for the purpose of internal total. As I told, steps are required. Step 1, calculating the revenue receipts. Let us see. Can anyone tell me what are the revenue receipts here? Sales is considered as revenue received because it is not a sale of any fixed asset. Means we are getting income by selling somewhat items which is going to be happening in the business as a part of day-to-day transactions. So those transactions we can consider it as a revenue receipts only. So sales is a revenue receipt. Next one is loan. This loan is not considered as revenue receipt. It is a capital receipt. Once you are going to get loan, this is not a business activity. Any income which is arising out of business, then only consider it as revenue receipt. Sometimes selling of a fixed asset is also not considered as revenue receipt because when you are disposing a fixed asset, any fixed asset that is considered as capital payment. When you are selling or disposing the same fixed asset, you can consider that as capital receipts. Likewise, let us consider this purchase assigned sales. You are going to purchase material, or we can say that some goods. For that, you are going to add somewhat amount of profit and you will be selling the goods. This is revenue receipt. This is revenue payments. So take all revenue receipts. First most item is sales. As I told in the revenue payments, this purchase of goods. Likewise, sales also. So coming to the part of this question. First, we should recognize what are the capital receipts, what are the capital payment, revenue receipts. So sales we can consider it as capital receipt, but whereas the loan is considered as capital receipt. Next one is dividend received. Actually, this sometimes can be considered as income from other sources. Dividend means by investing in shares, the company is going to declare dividend. So this dividend received is considered as income from other sources, as well as sometimes this is an exempted income also. Nowhere it is not related with the business. If an assessee is dealing with securities, means if his business is purchasing and selling, then that is considered as business income only. But here he is not at all mentioning any information like he is carrying this purchase of securities, purchasing and selling. So this is income from other sources as well as exempted income. Those provisions we will be learning in the later part of this course. Next one is this commission. You know very well, as a part of business, we will be receiving commission, we will be paying somewhat commission. So we can consider it as business income only and revenue receipt, because it is going to get recurrently based upon the targets we are reaching. So this is revenue receipt. Next, loan is a capital receipt. Next, commission is a revenue receipt. Sale of defective goods. Can anyone tell me, is it a revenue item or capital item? Just like selling of goods, defective goods, they are also selling, we can say that, for a reduced price, but it is a receipt, undoubtedly a revenue receipt only. This capital is a capital item. In order to start a business, they are going to introduce some amount of cash. So this is not a repetitive item the business person is going to get as income. So this is a capital item. Just a moment, please.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Next one is profit on sale of shares. As I told, this is other source income. Just again, going to the conditions. First one is taking off only revenue receipts. We should ignore capital receipts and incomes related to other heads. So here they are giving capital receipts as well as income from other heads also. But what we have to take only revenue receipts and ignoring capital receipts as well as incomes from other head. So let us start this first step. Revenue receipts. So as I recognized, I'm writing all the revenue receipts. Sales are there, commission is there, sale of defective goods, this item is also there. So we are going to write these three items. sales, next one is sale of defective good. That is 2,500. Commission 5,000. What we have learned? Only taking off revenue receipts, then totaling of these. You will get 7,32,000. As total of these revenue receipts. Let us come to the part of payment side. Let us identify what are revenue items, what are capital items. You can just go through the topic of capitalized revenue content in your material so that you will be understanding these capitalized revenue words exactly. Purchases undoubtedly revenue payment, because by purchasing the material or goods itself, we are going to sell. Next, salaries, revenue receipts. A rent is also revenue. Sometimes they will be mentioning as rent includes his domestic rent. Here, rent is 12,000. For example, if 2,000, his personal rent is included in this, we have to take only 10,000 because apart from 12,000, 10,000 is related to business, 2,000 is related to personal. The expenses which are in personal nature relevant to drawings or anything, we should not consider. So straight away we should deduct. Here, no adjustment is like that. So we can consider this whole amount as business expenditure. Moreover, this is revenue payment. Next, printing and stationery, revenue payment itself. Machinery. Now tell me, this machinery is a capital payment or revenue payment? Repairs to the machinery is considered as revenue payment, but purchasing of machinery is called as capital payment. Means the yields which you are going to get through this item, that is for a period of more than 1 year, then we can declare that item as capital payment itself. Next, health insurance for employees. This is a revenue payment. Next, income tax. The name is itself suggesting as income means which is relevant to person. His personal payment. So we should not consider this income tax as deduction under payments. So this is not related to revenue payment. Next, VAT. Undoubtedly, value added tax. He is paying as a part of business transaction. So whatever the business payments which are in nature of revenue. Next, advertisement. This is also a revenue payment. Trade expenses are also revenue payments. Can anyone tell me this household expenses? Is it related to business or personal nature? Straight away they have given household expenses. This is personal. So as I explained in the step 3, deduct only revenue payments like purchase of goods, salaries, rent, etc. Capital payments and drawings not to be deducted. So we should not consider this household expenditure. Next, interest on loan is a revenue payment. Every month they will be paying. Balance at close. We should not bother about this balance brought down or balance at close. So we have finished all the elements pertaining to payment side. The first step, we have taken the elements which are receipts, revenue in nature, segregated also. Here also, we should consider only revenue payments and eliminating other things. So let us finish this problem. Let me write as step 2. From revenue receipts, you have to deduct revenue payments. So what are those? As I segregated here. So this purchases, salaries, rent, printing and stationery. Let me write one by one. If you have taken that snapshot, you can observe each and every item. If you are getting any doubt, you can ask me. Salaries, let me extend this account statement. Rent, 12,000. Printing and stationery, 5,000. Insurance here, this is for employees. That is why it is a business expenditure and moreover revenue payment. If the insurance premium for the assessee means the person who is conducting the business, then we can consider it as it is a personal expenditure. We are not going to deduct this one. It is related to employees. So that's why I have taken here. So that is 1,250. Next item is VAT. That is 6,000. Advertisement. Undoubtedly, this advertisement promotional expenditure for the sake of business. Trade expenses, clearly mentioning as trade. Household expenses we should not take. Interest on loan is a revenue payment. That is 2,500. In the question, machinery is given. We consider it as capital payment. That's why we haven't taken in the revenue payments. But in the step 3, we are going to make some adjustment for that. Then we have to total all these payments. You will be getting some amount. From receipts, you need to deduct these payments. So I have mentioned here, deduct revenue payments. If you deduct the payments from the receipts, will be arriving some amount. For that, from that, if any depreciation is there, you have to deduct that one also. Go to steps 4th. Deduct depreciation on assets as per provisions of Income Tax Act. So how do you come to know that one? In your theory portion itself, in the starting of this unit, they will be giving a table consisting of type of asset and rate of depreciation which is applicable for the concerned asset. So you need to follow that table. Usually, depreciation is allowed on machinery is at the rate of 15%. So let us calculate this one. The machinery costing of 2,28,000. Machinery. Upon this, 15% you need to calculate. So you will be getting 34,200. From the above figure, if you deduct this depreciation, you can consider that as income from business. So this is this one. So basically, please understand there are two types of problems. First one is when profit and loss account is given. Second one is a receipts and payment account is given. This we have finished. In today's class, we are discussing this one. And moreover, this writing of working notes is essential in your examination. Because how you have treated each and every item for the computation of this statement. On what basis? What you are assuming actually that you have to mention. So for each and every receipts and payments, you have to make a note like this by point wise. Whatever I have explained. So that balance brought down. We are not going to consider because it is opening balance. Likewise, closing also we are not including. Then loan received is a capital receipt. Dividend receipt is an exempted income as well as income from other source. The sale of defective goods. It is a recurrent transaction. That is revenue receipt. Next, capital. Straight away this item, capital receipt only, not revenue receipt. Profit on sale of shares is a short-term capital gain. Means income from other source. Here I have mentioned. These 5 heads. So that sale of shares, whatever the income arising from sale of shares, we will be entering here. Incomes related to other heads, we should not take. Purchase of machinery is a capital expenditure. However, depreciation on machinery will be allowed as deduction. That's what we have taken here. Depreciation, that machinery value into 15%. How we are taking this one? As per IT provisions. For machinery, according to Income Tax Act, is 15%. Next. VAT paid will be allowed as deduction because value added tax is a tax on the goods which is relevant to the business. That's why it is allowed as deduction, but income tax will not be allowed as deduction. Only business expenses we are allowing. Health and insurance, it is related to employees, not a insurance paid for his personal nature. So that's why. Household expenditure, straight away, it is a personal expenditure. Drawings itself, we should not consider drawing as a deduction. Balance at close. This 11th item, first item, no need to consider. These are relating to opening and closing balances. Next, this is at most important. Depreciation on machinery 15% because usually they will be giving machinery itself like this. If you want, you can take one more question so that you can solve on your own also. Even you can post me the answer so that I can check it and I will let you know whether it is in a correct format or not, because it is a simple form. In order to start your problems, you should consider according to the toughness. So basic problems. Please take a snapshot of this and do practice. Anyone, are you having any doubts? You can reveal so that I will be explaining. So please go through the problem related to this one. If any doubts are there, please let me know in tomorrow's class. Are you going to ask any doubts or should I conclude the session? You can unmute yourself, no?
Yes, Excuse me, ma'am.
Please tell me.
Ma'am, according to timetable, it is said that today we have electives, ma'am, not core subject.
Isn't it?
Yeah, ma'am. 26, no, ma'am. Today, 26 Feb 2022, no, ma'am. So today, according,
Yes, but according to timetable, whatever the core subjects timetable they have given, it's income tax only that I don't have idea. What are the electives?
electives are this one, ma'am. Financial markets, principles of marketing, banking law and practice. These are the subjects which are there in elective, ma'am.
Okay, I don't know regarding that.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. According to timetable, they have mentioned that core subjects are from so and so date, but elective starts from
Today
26.
end? Tell me, can you repeat the date?
Yeah, ma'am. 26, 26, 27, 3rd, 4th, 5th March. It seems, ma'am.
Okay, okay. I will get confirmation later from the head office because we were
Yeah.
allotted the schedule like that only. Okay.
Okay.
If they are giving any links for that also?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I have searched using through student login ID, but it is showing that Commerce 10 level 12 only, ma'am.
Okay. Then they will be scheduling in the later days, I think so. Okay.
Till now, they have not conducted any electives, ma'am. Only Commerce 10 level 12 only
Okay,
conduct
okay.
from first semester to till now.
I think in the first semester you will not be having any electives, only fifth and sixth, I think so.
Yeah, ma'am. Some specific courses like SC double C, ma'am.
Ah,
Uh, that one.
okay, okay. Okay. Regarding
Oh,
this, any doubts?
no, ma'am. No.
Okay. Shall I conclude the session?
Yeah, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.